Very good morning to all the students of class plus 2C. Yes, beta, as you can see, today we are going to discuss question answers of Aunt Jennifer's Tigers. Fine. So this poem by Adrian Rich. You should know the name of the poet also. Here, name of the poet is Adrian Rich. And she is the feminist, fine, who writes about the, you can say, rights of the women. Then in brief, because there are some students who have not attended the classes, or I don't think so, they might have seen the YouTube lectures also, because they're very casual in attending the class. And how can they see the lectures later on? So please be very, very regular. There are some students, I won't be naming now, fine, because already I scolded you before this when you were joining. Then let's discuss a theme, constraints of married life. So this poem, Aunt Jennifer's Tigers, it's going to shed light on what are the constraints of married life, how one woman named Aunt Jennifer, she is subjugated in this relation, she is being suppressed in this relation, she is not happy at all, she's burdened, overburdened, you can say, and she's being, you can say, she has lost her freedom in the relationship, fine. Then next is male chauvinism. What is chauvinism? I told you that day that this word will be there, a very important word. Chauvinism is like when there is a exaggeration of one, you can say, rights of one group, when exaggerated stress upon the needs of one group of the society, fine. Or you can say that when more weightage is given to one gender, we should not say that male is superior than female, or we should not say either that females are superior than males. Both are equals, fine. So when one particular group of the society, it can be any group or any, you can say, place where I'm talking about chauvinism. So when more stress or more importance is given to one particular group of the society, that is known as chauvinism. So this poem talks about male chauvinism, that when due advantages and more importance is, or a superior hand or upper hand is given to this male strata of the society, then it is called male chauvinism. So very important theme of this poem. And then gender inequality is, obviously this is part of this only, when both genders, males and females, are not considered equal. Specifically in this poem, females are not getting equal rights, right? Then need of freedom. So when you are suffocated in a relationship, in marriage, you're not able to breathe in the fresh air, you're not able to come out of your responsibilities, then you need to breathe, you need freedom, fine, you want to take your own decisions of life, fine. The last but not the least is recognize one's individuality. What is individuality? Every person has unique traits, every person is different from others, and we need to respect that, we need to accept it, that every person, male or female, they are different, and we should accept them the way they are, rather than giving them instructions, rather than making them work for them. Then we should just recognize one's individuality, fine. So Aunt Jennifer's Tigers, one aunt is there, her name is Jennifer, and she's weaving a pattern of tigers on a piece of cloth in a wooden panel, fine, jisko aap kadai bol dete ho. So she is just doing embroidery of tigers, and not only tigers, but jumping and prancing tigers, moving here and there. What does it show? That two things it shows. One, tigers are actually symbolic of male dominance, fine, and male chauvinism. And secondly, tigers are also symbolic of that what sort of freedom, need of freedom, that Aunt Jennifer also want to live freely just like tigers. So this is also second theme, fine. And then she's weaving a pattern, and while doing so, that embroidery, her fingers are fluttering, shaking with fear, because she is subjugated in the relationship, she's not at all happy, there are a lot of constraints of married life, fine. So she is being suppressed in the relation, so that's why she's not at all comfortable, she's not confident, fine. Her fingers are fluttering while carrying that a very light needle also, though the burden of the needle is very light physically, but the burden of responsibility which comes with the marriage or marital responsibilities, they are too heavy, fine. That wedding band she's wearing in her fingers, it is also very less in weight, but the burden it carries is too much, fine. The weight of uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hands. तभी वो कहा है ना कि Burden of that band, it means burden of marital responsibility is too much heavy for her. She's being tortured in that life, in married life. She's being suppressed in that relationship. So then we have recognize, then see, clear. Then what happened? Those students who are joining now, Divyaleen, you have joined today, I guess second time only. So please be regular. Okay, send me message in the chat box if you're listening to me. Otherwise, I'll talk to you personally also. So you never attend the class. For the second time you're attending, I'm noting down. Clear? Be punctual also while attending the class. 10 minutes ho chuke already. So clear. So she's not at all happy. She's subjugated. And while moving her hands, her fingers are fluttering through the wool. And what happens? There is no story in this actually. Fine, this poem just tells us about how Aunt Jennifer is, suppressed in the marital life. She's not at all happy. She's weaving a pattern of tigers because she's under that male dominance she's bearing, and then also she wants freedom like tigers. She wants to move freely. Tigers are ferocious. Tigers are known for confidence. Tigers are no free spirited creatures. So that's why Adrian Rich has chosen tigers only, not any other animal or creature or bird. Fine. So this is the reason why Adrian Rich has chosen tigers only. Clear? Then at last we say, even after her death, even after Aunt Jennifer's death, she won't be able to, get rid of the responsibilities. She won't be able to come out of this. Why? Because if one Aunt Jennifer is dead, there are a lot of other women in the society who will keep on facing the same problem. Gender inequality, male chauvinism, constraints of married life. Fine, no individuality is being counted. Even means after her death, she won't be able to come out of it. So this is one example. Aunt Jennifer is actually representing. She's a symbol here. This poem is very much symbolic. I'm going to discuss the question answers. Beta, please keep on noting the value points and you will also answer. So this poem, we have discussed literary devices already. Tigers are symbolic of male chauvinism. And Jennifer is symbolic of all the women who are suppressed in their married life. Clear? Not all the women, but the women who get suffering in the married life. Okay? All the women do not get suffering, but yes, there is some part of the society in which women are subjugated in the relationship, suppressed in the relationship. Okay? Is that clear? Jaldi say, send me thumbs up. Yes, beta. I'm going to share the screen now. चलिए. So beta, please, can you see the screen? तीसरी बार ये poem हो रही है, and even if you say we do not know the answer, then it is your fault. Because new students join every time, so I have to repeat it again. So today we were supposed to do question answers only. Please raise your hands, otherwise I will ask you to unmute yourself. I will choose the students. Okay, those who want to answer it, please tell. How do denizens and chivalric? अब मैंने आपको मीनिंग बता दिया. Denizens means residents, fine, inhabitants. Chivalric means brave and courageous. How do denizens and chivalric add to our understanding of the tiger's attitudes? Tiger's attitudes. jaldi se bataiye. Who's there to answer this? Jaldi se raise your hand. The time waste nahi karna hai, so that we can finish this in this period only. And I want maximum student participation. जितनी बड़ी class है आपका participation 0 है. Plus 2C. How do denizens and chivalric add to our understanding of the tiger's attitude? So in this, like all beasts who are into, hunting, who are into, you can say, beasts of prey, the tigers are the denizens of forests actually. So they live far away from human settlements. They are called chivalric and brave because they, they occupy very important position amongst all the animals in the forest. Fine. They are considered denizens because they live in forest. Clear? Firstly, you will answer this, that how do this word denizens is connected to tiger's attitude? Denizens means residents because they are inhabitants of forest. Chivalric means brave and courageous because they are considered so brave by all the other animals, and they have considered themselves to be important part of that forest, and they are considered They are given important, you can say, designation amongst all other animals, and many traits like majestic, grand, honorable, you can say, can be associated, confident, can be associated with tigers. So the word denizens and chivalric adds to our understanding of the tiger's attitude. तो ये words हमें tiger के attitude के बारे में बताते हैं. Clear? Denizens means they are resident of forest, and chivalric means they are brave, they are courageous, that they are not at all scared of anyone. लिखा हुआ ना, they are not afraid beneath the men in the tree. The men sitting beneath the tree. Fine. So actually they are saying that they are not at all afraid of human beings. They're not at all afraid of other animals. So it means they are chivalric, they're brave, they're courageous. So this word tells us about the attitude of the tiger, that he is very confident and brave. Clear? Second is, why do you think Aunt Jennifer hands are fluttering through her wool in the second stanza? Why do you think Vaibhav, are you there? If you can answer this. Vaibhav, you can answer this question, beta.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Yes, beta, answer this question.
Aunt Jennifer is victimized by the overbearing nature of her husband, and this presents the very image of oppression. Even her art fails to provide her an escape from the domination of her husband. Thus, fear makes her hand flutter through the wool, and she finds the needle hard to pull.
Very good. Fine. So Aunt Jennifer's actually, she's weaving and embroidering the pattern of tigers on the panel, and her hands are moving very fast, through that wool, about doing that. You can say she's weaving that pattern and moving that wool. The fingers are moving very fast. She's finding that needle, needle is very light in weight, very light, but she is feeling it difficult to even move that light-weighted needle because of the burden of responsibilities that come along with this. The weight is of years of married life. Weight is of years of married responsibilities, which is quite heavier on her hand. And that burden of responsibilities is not letting her hands move properly. Okay. This makes the pulling of the needle so hard because she's stuck in the marital responsibilities. Okay. Yes. Third question is, what is suggested by the image, massive weight of uncle's wedding band? Very important. Kakshi, please speak this. What is suggested by the image, massive weight of uncle's wedding band?
Good morning, ma'am. The image, massive weight of Uncle Band, suggests that she was overburdened with duties and responsibilities that came with her marriage.
Fifth period नहीं लगा होता पहले. Fifth period मेरा +2 का है. अब ये भी +2 का ही चल रहा है ये वाला. तो फिर मेरा okay, so again I'm going to share the screen. Yes, whose turn it was? Kakshi's. It was your turn. So what is suggested by the image, massive weight of uncle's wedding band? Again, we have discussed already, same thing, it is there, right? Image, massive weight of uncle's wedding band here means that actually the weight of, okay, Kakshi has raised hand. There, again, raise hand Kakshi again, because many students are there, I'm not able to find accordingly. When we share the screen, na, the students' visibility kam ho jati hai. Yes. Now you can speak better.
Yes, ma'am. The massive weight of Uncle's wedding band suggests that she was overburdened with duties and responsibilities that came with her marriage.
Yes. So very good. You can mute yourself. It suggests that the weight of the harsh and tough experiences of Aunt Jennifer's life. Actually, Aunt Jennifer has very bitter experiences in her married life, very harsh and tough circumstances she faced in married life. And this image is quite suggestive. The wedding band is actually symbolic of marriage, married life, fine. It represents the unbreakable bond of marriage, between the husband and wife. But here in this poem, this band is actually symbolic of a lot of troubles, a lot of harsh and bitter experiences and burdens of marital life. Clear? That's why massive ka matlab hota hai huge, huge weight of uncle's wedding band. Fine. Uncle means husband of Mrs. You can say Aunt Jennifer. Next question is, of what or of whom is Aunt Jennifer terrified within the third stanza? Fine. Anybody who will answer? Anushka, can you answer this question, beta? Anushka? Fourth question, of what or of whom is Aunt Jennifer terrified within the third stanza? Okay. Yes? Anushka, can you hear me, beta? Anybody else who would like to answer this question? इसी में ही सारा पीरियड निकलता जाए, है ना? हम मैं आपको पूछती रहूं. Suhani, would you like to answer? Aunt Jennifer terrified in third stanza. If you have books in front of you, you can answer.
She was terrified because of that she was not happy in her married life. All the bitter experiences and the harsh realities she was facing, it suppressed her. And also she was terrified that even if she would be dead, there are other women in the society who would be facing the same problem, and it will not, the problem will never be vanished, and the male dominance will still prevail in the society.
Yes, beta, very good. Clear? So same thing, you can see that in each and every question we are using same lines almost, because questions are like that only. So in this of what or whom means किस चीज से और ये किस person से Aunt Jennifer is terrified. In the third stanza, the poet refers to Aunt Jennifer's terrified hands. Why terrified hands? Because old unhappy experiences are still fresh in her mind. She has passed through a lot of testing times, fine. These ordeals of married life have crushed her, fine. So the effect is still visible. The effect of those experiences is still visible, and these ordeals have crushed her and still ringed with those ordeals that dominated her life. So she cannot get rid of those ordeals even after so many years of married life. That's why she's not able to, move that hands in a proper way. That's why they say the terrified hands. That ring is the sign of terrified hand, because that ring is symbol of a lot of constraints in married life. Clear? What are the ordeals Aunt Jennifer is surrounded by? Why is it significant that the poet uses the word ringed? What are the different meanings of ringed in the poem? Let me tell you this question. Because jaldi se hona nahi hai fir. Still we have to continue. Already itne din ho gaye hain, Aunt Jennifer hi kari ja rahe hain. So please better be quick enough while joining the class, okay? So the poem addresses the experiences of marriage, fine, in the midst of constrictions. Then the word ringed is significant. What does it suggest? It suggests that vicious grip of unhappy married life. It doesn't mean that everyone's married life is, unhappy. No. हम ये नहीं इससे extract निकाल सकते. The thing is that Aunt Jennifer's married life, okay, particularly. So ring is, you can say, suggests the vicious grip of unhappy married life. The word ringed has been used in two ways, okay. First is the conventional use. Here ring is a symbol of a sacred bond of marriage. Fine, two uses are there of ring. First meaning is ring is symbolic of married life. Fine, it shows that just India mein Mangal Sutra is there. In foreign countries, wedding band is mainly considered. The way then the person gets engaged wears wedding band. Fine, ring. So they are saying, firstly, this ring is, sign of conventional marriage, that bond of marriage and symbol of marriage. The other is figurative use of ringed. You can say circle form में होता है, ring का जो shape होता है वो circular होता है, fine, but which is never ending. Circle does not have any ending point. Similarly, responsibilities of Aunt Jennifer's are never ending. She's stuck in this vicious circle. She cannot come out of it. Fine. So she's moving in that circle only. A lot of responsibilities are there, and she's not able to breathe in that, she's not happy in her married life. Clear? So circular motion means never ending. So ringed with, she's surrounded by a lot of things. Clear? So why do you think Aunt Jennifer created animals that are so different from her own character? What might the poet be suggesting? ये मैंने आपको beginning में बताया है अभी बताया आपको beginning में when we were discussing the theme. Yes, Mehak Vasan, can you give the answer to this question? Already discussed. I'm just checking whether you know or not. Those who will not answer are absent, please. फिर join करने का कोई फायदा नहीं है. Why do you think Aunt Jennifer created animals? No response, Mehak Vasan. Prabnur Kaur. Be quick enough, beta. Be quick enough in response, please. Prabnur, please answer this question. Why do you think Aunt Jennifer created animals that are so different? Aunt Jennifer is very shy in nature, underconfident, and tigers are known to be very ferocious and confident. उसने वही character क्यों choose किया?
Ma'am, because the tiger represent the independence, the freedom, and strength. And she has always dreamt of these features, these characteristics, because she is deprived of these features, and she wanted the life in which she could not, she won't fear of the men and others.
So tigers are prancing fine in this point. They're jumping. They are very confident. They are having sleek movement. They are not at all afraid of the men beneath the tree. So thus tigers are symbolic of strength, fierceness, and beauty. Aunt Jennifer, on the other hand, is weak. She's quite opposite to the character of tiger. She's terrified. Her hands are finding it difficult even to pull that wool. Fine. So she has chosen this ferocious tiger. Firstly, she's afraid of male chauvinism. So she's afraid of tigers. One reason is that उसने ये create किया अपने panel पे. Second reason is that she also wants to relish such freedom. She also wants to enjoy this sort of freedom. That's why she carved her suppressed emotions in the form of prancing tigers. That the way prancing means jumping and moving here and there, taking big steps in life. So if tigers are jumping freely, they're not at all afraid of anyone. Fine, they're not at all scared of anything. Any concept is, they're totally free creatures. So similarly, Aunt Jennifer also wants her own freedom to get back. That's why she has made and carved that tigers. She has not chosen any other animal. Okay. Interpret the symbols found in this poem. Beta, मैंने beginning में बता दिया था. Aunt Jennifer in herself is a symbol of all the women who face suppression in their relationship. Clear? Then after that we have tigers are also symbolic of male chauvinism, male dominance. So second symbol हो गया tigers. First is Aunt Jennifer herself. Then massive weight of Uncle Wedding Band. Wedding Band is also a symbol. Massive weight of Uncle Wedding Band, specifically this phrase. Massive weight means huge responsibilities of marital life. ये third symbol हो गया. Hardships of married life का. Clear? Fourth symbol है terrified hands. Terrified hands means they are symbolic of hands which are stuck in a lot of responsibilities they have to fulfill. Clear? Terrified hands is also one of the symbols. Ringed with audials. This is also another symbol which indicates unpleasant and bitter experiences that are still clinging to Aunt Jennifer physically and mentally. Clear? Then we have last question. Do you sympathize with Aunt Jennifer? What is the attitude of the speaker towards Aunt Jennifer? Now you answer this. Divyaleen, will you speak? अभी आपकी आवाज नहीं सुनी हमने यहाँ पे ऑनलाइन क्लास में. अब तो मैंने सब कुछ beginning में you joined the class, though it was late, but if you can answer this, Divyaleen. गौरव, आप बताइए जल्दी से. Do you sympathize with Aunt Jennifer? Sympathy है आपको Aunt Jennifer के साथ? Quick, जल्दी से 2-3 minutes are left only. I will answer, that's for sure. But आपका क्या participation है? That matters. आपको कितना समझ में आया? It means either you're not attending the classes or you have Not understood anything. Yes, Gaurav. Do you sympathize with Aunt Jennifer? आपने अनम्यूट तो किया पर बोल नहीं रहे हो. नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम है, बस यही होएगा ना, और क्या हो सकता है. Yes, we do sympathize with Aunt Jennifer. Obviously, आपको नेगेटिव में नहीं लिखना है, हमें sympathize करना है. Obviously, she has experienced a lot of ordeals, hardships, bitter experiences in throughout her married life. Fine. So, attitude of the speaker towards Aunt Jennifer. Speaker कौन है? जो poet Adrian Rich. Yes, the tone of the speaker towards Aunt Jennifer is equally sympathetic. That's why she has, mentioned about her life. Poet gives many suggestive images. Poet has used many symbols to describe her present condition, that how she has passed through many bad, you can say unpleasant, terrifying experiences. Fine. So that's why, yes, we do sympathize with Aunt Jennifer. Even the speaker has used many symbols like terrified hands and massive weight of uncle's wedding band and still ringed with the audience. Those expressions show that the speaker also sympathized with Aunt Jennifer. Yes, beta, any other query regarding this poem? If you could not understand any word, phrase, because iske baad dobara nahi hona ye. Jaldi se clear. If you have not noted down the theme, it is written. All the parts you can note down. Any doubt is there in this poem? All set, all clear? You send me a thumbs up now. Let me check who's attending this class. Jaldi se last minute hai. Sukhmanjot, Anmol Nagpal, Vanshika Saini, Kanubha Sharma, Rasika, Kakshi, Rana Gurjeet, Anushka, Divyaleen. Divyaleen, you are sending thumbs up, but when you are asked you to unmute, then you are not there. Attendance के लिए हो आप. तो ऐसे नहीं करना है, please. Do not hesitate in participating, Divyaleen. Okay, you are very good student. If you will be regular, I just appreciate. Gaurav is also there, fine. So please, these students be regular in your classes. And if you do not attend one day, you miss a big part. Second day, आपको समझ में नहीं आएगा क्या चल रहा है. Clear? So on Monday we have, you can say बेटा आपका एक और चीज है, 5th period आपका आज English का ही है. Why? Because one of the teachers might be absent. So just I got the message in between the lecture only. Fine, I just got the message few minutes back that 5th period will be of combined period plus 2B and plus 2C, and you will join my ID only. Clear? Is that okay? Send me thumbs up, jaldi se. We will do something very important, invitations and replies to the invitations. ठीक है, जिन्होंने पहले miss करी थी class, because this topic we have done when offline classes were there. Okay, have a nice day, beta.